I'm gonna just start this video off without the intro. Because this is, once again, unsurprising. To some degree it is, but, you know, all I'm hearing are people constantly bitching about how Decapre is a clone, and okay, in terms of storyline, alright, she's a doll, she's a clone, I understand that, but in terms of gameplay, we've seen enough to see that she is not completely similar to Cammy. I mean, she may have all her normals, but her playstyle, no. Her special moves don't even work the same, and she's a charge character on top of that. Plus, she's got both of her ultras don't even work the same as Cammy's, and then her super on top of that too. I mean, sure, she may have a little similarities, but the fact that y'all are bitching about a character having similarities is fucking astounding, because every fucking fighting game has characters that share similarities with the rest of the cast. That's kind of how these games are developed. They start with one character, and Capcom over the years has even admitted that Ryu was the basis for every other character to be created. Just because a character has a fireball does not mean you should zone with them. And plus, even if they can zone, doesn't mean you should zone with them the same kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Sakura shouldn't try and zone like she's Guile. Dhalsim shouldn't try to zone like he's Chun-Li. It doesn't always work that way. It's also to accommodate not just the distinguishable factors between the characters for them to have similarities, but it's also to have variety. No one wants to play the same kinds of characters over and over again, but human beings are naturally inclined to what they're comfortable with, and that is similarities. If one character feels like another but is not quite the same, then person A may like this character more than person B will. Person B might be more inclined to zone a certain way, or like those feel and structure of combos a certain kind of way, and the freedom of liberty. Others may like, well, I just want basic combos, or at least combos that are linear but do more damage, or whatever. The fact, okay, if y'all are really so inclined for this to be a problem, then y'all motherfuckers need to just go ahead and quit playing fighting games altogether. Period. Not just Capcom games, but fighting games in general. Because, like I said before, it's kind of a mainstay for characters to have similarities to others in the same cast. Look at Mortal Kombat 9. I mean, over half the cast has fucking fireballs. Do they all play the same? No. They don't all play the fucking same. But even if they did, I mean, you have a choice, people. You can either buy the game or not. And, you know, with how I feel with Ultra, I may not even get it. At least not right away. And if I do get it, it'd be for competitive purposes. I said the same thing for Cross Tekken, but after playing it for myself, yeah, that game, there's a lot more to that game than it just having cut and paste features. The game just has no character whatsoever. But the fact that people are bitching about Decapre so much, I mean, it took y'all. Don't bitch about a character being similar to another. Bitch about the fact that this is the 5th iteration of the fucking game that we've had since Street Fighter 4 started. And then it's going to be a digital update first, people. That, you know what that means? That means that whatever is being added is being done within the confines of what is already there and what has already been done. Okay? And another thing to note. With the system mechanics, people constantly bitching about, oh, well, you know, the wicked mechanic's going to appeal to defensive characters. No. Defense, yeah, alright. It's more of a defensive mechanism, but, I mean, the game is too oriented around knockdowns. It's bullshit that this game is so Okenzemi oriented. There's little to no Ukenzemi to even really talk about in Street Fighter 4. Other fighting games, you get knocked down, you can do other things. You play Soul Calibur and Tekken and Persona and Skullgirls and KOF and Guilty Gear. You have, and even Marvel, you have recovery, tech rolls and shit like that. Even though there are such thing as hard knockdowns and you can combo them, you can still move around when you get hit, and it's not just in one direction and in one way. You have air recovery, you have ground recovery, you can send me rolls, all kinds of shit. You know, there's a freedom of liberty of you being able to move with your characters in many different types of situations. Street Fighter 4 is pretty fucking stiff. Even Cross Tekken had more options of movement in the Yukonsemi game, as opposed to Street Fighter 4, which is so Okenzemi oriented. What am I talking about exactly? I'm talking about Wake Up as opposed. Okenzemi is what you do in response to your opponent's Wake Up. Yukonsemi is what you do while you're waking up. You know, offense, defense, you know. The delayed wake up feature, though, people bitching about, oh, well, you know, it's going to kill Rufus and Cammy. Yeah, characters that are notorious for having ambiguous cross-up setups for the same bullshit setups that are hard to escape due to in-game exploits of how the opening frames of the character models work in response to certain attacks. Yeah, because of them, I guess, trying to mitigate the issue. Yeah. Oh, I gotta think more now. I gotta think more. Oh, I gotta think more. My opponent won't be as easy to beat down with bullshit anymore. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. The name of the game is fighting. Last time I checked, fighting, there's a little more thought than to, well, this is what I'm going to do when I hit my opponent. What about when you don't hit your opponent? We already have footsies established as a metagame, people, as a science. You're really going to bitch about how it's not going to be so easy now. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind heavy offensive style of matches. You know, a Makoto Adon match or a Seth and Cammy match is going to be intense. But now with the game's layout being changed, not just with the changes, but with the system mechanics, it's not going to be the same. They're trying to keep the game fresh. And in reality, people, if it's that much of an issue, you can just leave now. Because it's not going to change much for the better. I mean, you're either going to get it or you're not going to get it. Like I said before in other videos, once Guilty Gear comes out, I'm really not going to give a fuck about too many other fighting games. I'm not going to give a fuck about Killer Instinct or Tekken Tag. Well, Tekken Tag is still a good game, but you know, it's mainly going to be Guilty Gear and maybe KO13. Unless something else comes out to blow me away or impress me enough to want to jump on the hype train. But I'm going to take a look at these games myself before I just write it off as, well, this game is shit. Or this game is, you know, because I'm tired of seeing the bandwagon mentality of people thinking a certain way just because other people that may fall in the same demographic and category can and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? People are like, well, it's people hate Cross Tekken because other people hate it. No, well, I don't hate Cross Tekken because of that. I hate it because game shit. If you don't have nostalgia or familiarity with characters to compare it to, this game is a cut and paste fest. Street Fighter 4, it's going on far enough. I can understand your gripes and complaints about Decapre, but come on, people, really? I don't know. I don't know what else to say. You motherfuckers never cease to impress me with your stupidity. Fighting Gentleman out.